heritage for many, many years. There's a big move on to shut down all the statues that in any way honor those involved in the Civil War, whether it be Jefferson Davis, the first president of the Confederacy, Robert E. Lee, who was the general who led the Confederacy, General Beauregard, a great Louisiana general that fought in the Civil War. All these people are very important to Louisiana history, and there's an effort to wipe out that history, not recognize why they did what they did in particularly different times. And I don't agree with so much what would happen back then, but I don't want to wipe out history. I want it to be a teaching situation where I can take my grandkids and say, let me tell you about this general. He led the effort in the Civil War. His views were wrong. He later said they were wrong. And so you can have a teaching moment out of the whole thing. What got me thinking about this, and that there's a big effort in New Orleans to take all those statues down now. I disagree. I think they should stay. Right now at Princeton University, they formed a committee to review whether to take down the name of Woodrow Wilson, who was president of the United States, who served for 8 years as the president of Princeton University. But he did nothing to help the cause of desegregating this country when he was president. In fact, sometimes he went the other way. He urged separate bathrooms, did a variety of things that so many other people did in that day. And so now Princeton thinks it's politically incorrect to have him associated with the university. President for 8 years, president of this country. Where do you draw the line? The first 7 presidents of this country all were slave owners. So do we take down the Washington Monument and change the name of Washington, D.C.? Do we take down the Jefferson Monument and change the name of Jefferson that is all over this country in so many ways? Then you come down to Madison and right down the line, down to General Andrew Jackson, who fought the Battle of New Orleans and quite frankly, one of the most definitive wars in this country that saved America. He was a slaveholder. So as a consequence, what do you do about a guy like that? General Robert E. Lee, by the way, that led the South's forces, never owned a slave. First 7 presidents did. We honor them. We want to take down this guy's statue. And so what do you do with Woodrow Wilson in terms of his focus? By the way, I got into the works of Abraham Lincoln, and lengthy works, and he's a revered president, someone who abolished slavery, someone who's probably the most popular president in history. Look at some of the things you can find in the collected works of Abraham Lincoln. Here's a quote: "Let me be brought to believe it is morally right and favorable to our interest to transfer the African to his native climate, to send him down to Central America, wipe out all African Americans in this country." This is Abraham Lincoln saying this. Another quote from Lincoln: "Free the black slaves and make them politically and socially our equals. My own feeling would not to admit this. We cannot make them equals. There's a natural disgust in the minds of nearly all white people to the idea of amalgamation." This is Lincoln's words. One more: "I'm not or have ever been in favor of bringing about in any way the social and political equality of white and black races. I am not nor ever have been in favor of making voters or jurors of Negroes, nor qualifying them to hold office, not to intermarry with white people." Abraham Lincoln. Do we wipe out all semblance of Abraham Lincoln? Where do you draw the line? I think you say, look, history is there. Let's don't repeat some of the things we did, but let's don't go overboard and wipe out every semblance of reference to those people who made the wrong decision 100 years ago, 150 years ago in a different climate. So I like to think I'm more moderate. Our show is libertarian. We talk about making common sense. I think wiping out all this reference to history does not make good common sense. Be right back.